Good morning. Good morning. Happy Sunday morning to you all. Just sitting here about to head into my church, Grace Temple Ministries out here in Temple, Texas. But as I was driving to church, something just very powerful came to my mind about mending relationships. And I'm just driving down the road headed to church, and it just really grabbed me. And this is just about those close relationships, those relationships that you really don't want to lose. I believe this is something that will help you to mend those relationships. So about a week or two ago, I was having a conversation with one of my sisters, and I was telling my sister how much I loved her. And I also, we were talking about relationships, and I said, my relationship with my sisters is so important that if one of my sisters felt that I had done something to them or caused them to feel a certain way, whether I think I did it or not, I'm going to fall on the sword, because that, you know, who's right, who's wrong does not matter to me. If they feel that I've hurt them, then it's important for me to mend that relationship. And so I'm going to mend that relationship because I love my sisters. And so, but today I was just thinking about that whole thing as I was heading here to church. And I was thinking about it. It's like so many times in relationships, when you have relationship with friends and families and girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, so many times things come up that hurt the other one. And a lot of times, if we feel that we're not wrong, we want to immediately shut down the other individual. We want to immediately disregard the grievance that they have, like it doesn't matter, it doesn't exist. But here's the thing: if it exists in their mind, then it exists, and so you're not going to get anywhere, by refusing to even acknowledge the perceived problem that they have. Now, that doesn't mean that they're right, doesn't mean that at all. But when you want the relationship, then I think maybe, it might be a good idea to, one, humble yourself. It might do a bit of good to, two, acknowledge the grievance that they have, and be respectful of it. And when you acknowledge people's grievances, it goes a long way. When you acknowledge it, that means, you listen to it, you don't try to refute it. You listen to it and you let them get it off. It's kind of like customer service. One of the ways that you can break a customer down that has a grievance is to let them get their grievance out. And when you just show them the simple respect of listening to the grievance that they have, and not trying to tell them that it's not a grievance, you'll be amazed at what you're able to get done, and how much calmer that particular customer would be. And people in relationships are just like this as well. So if you want to mend relationships, one, you got to humble yourself. Two, you got to acknowledge the grievance that they have. And when you acknowledge the grievance, I can't say that enough. It goes a long way. And the third thing that you want to do is you want to ask them for solutions. Hey, excuse me, ma'am, I can understand that you feel that I've done A, B, and C. I would like to make this right. What is it that I can do to make this right? How can we avoid this problem in the future? What can I do so that we don't end at this point again? I can see that this has bothered you so much, so and I'm so sorry for that, or I apologize for that. It's even a better word. I apologize that this has bothered you so much. So how can we fix this? How can we move forward? And so when you do those three things, when you humble yourself, when you acknowledge the fault and grievance, and when you ask them for help in fixing the problem, overcoming the problem in the future so that it doesn't happen, those three tips will mend fences in relationship. Be that's with your children, your kin folks, your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, business partnerships. Those tips will help you to mend those fences with those people that you really care about, that you're at odds with. So I just wanted to share that with y'all briefly on my way into church, Grace Temple Ministries. The place of grace, Temple, Texas, is most exciting place to worship. I'm getting ready to go in here, and I asked God to give me a word, and so I hope to walk in and get that word from God. I hope that this helps somebody. I know that there's people out there dealing with relationships where they've been hurt, but if you want to be the bigger person, sometimes you have to be that bigger person, and it's not just about, the men always being the bigger person. Ladies, sometimes you got to be the bigger person. And so, parents, sometimes you're always the bigger person. Sometimes the kids got to be the bigger person. Sometimes the boss or the manager or the leader has to be the bigger person, But in any event, I hope this helps somebody along the way. My name is Charles the Coach Wilson. I will talk with you later. Peace.